Welcome. We hope you enjoy your stay.
Room 013. Room 013.
Welcome.
Room 013. Room 013.
You're listening to
Room 013. Room 013.
I ain't have a seat, man. I'm standing up like I'm getting ready to bust a freestyle. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. I still know how to do it, baby. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time of day you're listening to this. Welcome back. It is the Room 013 podcast. I'm the one and only JR, aka Minute 013, James Robinson to be exact. And I am glad that I can be at a space, I'm good. I'm good right now. And as you see the title, episode 86, returning user. Back in August, in September, there was no episodes dropping. There was no Day 13 giveaways. I think as far as back as mid-July, actually. But as the description reads, it's real. Depression is real, and shit is real. Approximately 1 in 5 adults experience some form of mental illness in a given year. The topic of mental illness has been really difficult to openly discuss, and I feel like I'm comfortable with talking about it more. You know what I'm saying? Like openly talking about it. So that's what this episode is going to be about. That's what I'm telling you, my story and what happened and what I've been going through, and just really then, now, and the difference, and what I'm doing differently, and how I'm, treating me and whatnot. But a few months ago, what was that? Someone messaged me. Yeah, a few months ago, after urgent care visit and an overnight stay in the hospital, medical exams being done to me, I discovered, my blood pressure was abnormally high. The high blood pressure was like symptoms, it was just part of a deeper health issue I was going through. And I got 10% left. Chronic anxiety and depression, back in 2012, tried to kill myself. And back, a couple months ago, I was teetering on a very thin line of just ending it, you feel me? Just wasting no time. I threw myself into self-care. I wanted to find the right balance to manage my anxiety. So for August, I was away in the institute. Completely, really didn't tell anybody. No one knew. And depression, it really is more than just feeling down or having a bad day. When a sad mood lasts for a long period of time, and that shit interferes with your normal day, everyday activities, you may be depressed. And like I said, 2012, it was bad. It was bad. Back in 2012, I had it was like a relationship I was in. That shit ended, and then I was like the one that I would really love. Like everything, everything to me, for real. Even honestly, to be honest with you, even relationships after that, they nothing compared. You feel me? Nothing compared. So 12. I even I lied about it to people. I was like, I just fell, and they was like, oh, what happened? You was in the hospital? I just lied about it and said, I fell on some broken glass and shit, and I was in the hospital and whatnot. But you might be feeling sad or anxious often, all the time, not wanting to do activities that used to be fun, You might feel irritable, easily frustrated, restless. Like with work and shit, I was really easily frustrated. Not even that, but just like little things that people would say to me. I'm like, oh my God, I was so stressed out. My sleep, my friend Rose, she always telling me, oh, you need to get some sleep. Like, my sleeping pattern was like all fucked up. I was never sleeping. Eating habits weren't healthy. Sometimes you may be eating more or less than usual, or you might have no appetite. You get aches and pains, headaches, stomach problems that just don't improve with treatment. And shit was real. Trouble concentrating, remembering shit, or making decisions, feeling tired all the time. Like I said, I would, like, every single day. Like, I'd wake up and not want to do shit. Went to my sister's place. We was cleaning or we was doing something, and then I found out that my aunt and some other people was coming. I was like, what? Nobody told me they was coming. Like, it was just like, I really didn't want to be around so many people. I just was like, oh man, I gotta get the fuck out of here. Like, I just really didn't want to be around many people. You feel me? And everyone is different. Depression may start or increase, or I should say for you, like, I don't know, it's just different for others than it is, maybe you have relatives that have high blood pressure, or not high blood pressure, relatives that had depression, maybe something that trigger, a stressful event, physical abuse, sexual abuse, the death of a loved one, financial problems. That's me, financial problems, the death of a loved one, you know what I mean? Medical problems like cancer, diabetes, chronic pain, like I said already. Some medications actually trigger that shit too, like they say. Some medications trigger that shit. But I wasn't really taking I was never really taking no medication. Back in, I think, like 2012 to 2014, I was drinking a lot. Then, when I was on my own, after I broke up, after I got out of this relationship I was in and I was on my own, I was doing crazy shit. Like, it was just wild, you know what I'm saying? Like, just wild shit. Then I was happy that I was single, and I was like, damn, but this shit really sucked. And, I ended up contacting my ex, and, that shit was a bad idea. And then fast forward a couple of years, my grandfather passed away. Then I didn't get this job promotion I wanted. Then a year after that, my grandmother passed away. It was just like a chain reaction of events that was not like, it wasn't good for my mood, it just wasn't good for me mentally, and I just felt like, damn, why? Like, I was getting sued and debt. It was just so much shit, and people would be like, they were like, damn, no matter how bad life gets, I never think about killing myself, I never take myself, I'm not that selfish. Like, those type of people, you're so fucking ignorant, think they're better than others. You're not in that person's shoes. You don't know what they're going through. You know what I'm saying? You really don't know what they're going through. You think you're better than somebody, like, oh. And then there's others that will say, well, you got a roof over your head. You got clothes on your back. You got food in your fridge. You should be happy. All of that shit right there really won't make that. You saying that makes somebody happy? Like, yeah, I got a roof over my head. Yeah, I got clothes on. Yeah, I got food in my fridge, but you think those are the keys to happiness? Not at all. Not at all. Depression, that shit affects about 16 million American adults. Right? About 16 million. Anyone could get depressed. Depression can happen at any time, any age, and any type of person. Nobody's immune to it. Nobody is Superman, Superwoman, Wonder Woman to that shit. You know, one of the people I got a chance to meet, we exchanged numbers, right? And let me get my phone. And the text I'll read off is this. They told me, where's that? Practice mindful meditation, which anyone can do, and it costs nothing. And you don't need a mantra. It's not about blocking thoughts or thinking. It's about noticing them and letting them go. It's called a practice because none of us are perfect at it, but we can keep trying. The simplest tip I can give you, James, is known as STOP, which stands for stop, take a breath, observe what you're feeling, identify it, proceed. And that message really meant a lot. It was, it really meant a lot. And I disappeared from social media with no heads up to anyone. I'm sure some people thought I got my account hacked or deleted or banned. And, it's okay to take a break from the internet. It's okay to not know everything as it happens. If it's making you anxious or making you feel uncomfortable, don't feel guilty or stupid. Turn off your notifications. Close Twitter, close Facebook or whatever. If you're feeling awful, just close all that shit. Delete all that shit. Never log in. Never log in first thing in the morning or last thing at night. Whether you live alone or with the family or friends, never log in first thing in the morning. Never log on last thing at night. Just don't do that. Save those times for the world outside your screen. You feel me? When you in the home, don't just away from that. And for me, I used to just wake up and go on social media. That time I was gone, I felt like, damn, it was good. It was relieving because I was like, damn, I don't have to hear about these people bitching about certain stuff. I didn't have to worry about it was just a whole new world. It was different. And then when I did get back on social media, I got back and I saw everything. It was a lot of stuff that I missed, but, it was for the better. And at this point, I feel like it's dangerous to not talk about it. Depression can be a scary and lonely place. For me, hearing about other people's struggles helped me really understand that I'm not alone. And today I want to be honest about my own problems on the off chance that it could help someone else out there. You feel me? So that really, when I did get back in contact with people, there was a couple of people that did message me. A couple of people, they was like, oh, I was worried about you. And, some people, you could definitely tell when it's genuine and when it's not, because, I'm not going to throw nobody's name out, but I went back on Instagram and I made a post, right? And then this person replied to the story and said, oh, I was asking about you, I was just wondering about you, something like that. So, I basically said, what the fuck happened? And they didn't have no response. And it's perfectly fine. Some people, they don't know how to react to that. They don't really know how to take shit like that. But then I was like, damn, there was nothing after that. Then they just changed the subject. You feel me? And then I went on Facebook. I had a couple messages on Facebook. Text groups, they was asking about me and shit like that. A couple people, a couple people did reach out. They was worried about me, and I know the real and fake. You feel me? I know, but shit, like I said, it's dangerous not to talk about it. We all gotta make sure, you checking in on your loved ones and don't be quiet and whatnot. But it was a really, really bad time for me. I was in a real, real dark place. I just didn't want to do shit at all. And at the point, and I'm always asking people, I'm like, yo, are you living or are you existing? I'm always asking people that. Are you living or are you existing? I never really I never really asked myself that, you know? I never really be like, damn, yo, what are you doing? What can you do different? What can you benefit from? How can you benefit from seeking help, you know? So, shit. And luckily, I was like, you know, there's a lot of people. I was reading his messages. I was like, yo, there's more people than I know that really like care about me. And I was like, damn, it's just crazy. Like, life goes on, right? Like you here on this world and you gone, you expire. The world's still gonna go on without you. But it's the impressions that you, the lives you touch that really have your memory, you know? But I'm going to take a quick short break. No ads will be playing. I'm not trying to make money off this episode. This episode will not be monetized. Just going to take a quick break. Be right back after this.
Room 013.
We are back. Episode 86. Returning user. I am back. Brand new episode. Tomorrow, day 13 giveaway. Back in full effect. And a very early birthday shout out to my brother, Quincy Simpson, the host of Quincy's Corner, the Black Dragon himself, the leader of the PLR Nation, Lean Squad affiliate. Shout out to you, Quincy. Early happy birthday shout out to you. I hope tomorrow you have a great day. And yes, Dave, I still play WWE Battleground. I just got a message from Dave in the chat. I do still play WWE Battleground. Anyway, okay, back to the topic. So, I want to give y'all a short story, right? I keep saying short story. Ain't nothing short about these stories, really. Nothing short. So, I don't know when it was. It was like a couple months ago, right? I'm over at my mother's place, and, you know, my brother's there, my sister, and the owner of the property comes by, and he's talking to my sister, and he's asking her, like, what do you do? Like, what's your occupation? Like, you know, what you went to school for? And she goes, she's a nurse. And he's like, oh, okay. And he's like, you know, impressed or whatever and whatnot, because, you know, she's so young and all this shit. And then my mother, she replies, see, I made one good kid. And I'm in the other room hearing this, and I was like, wow. Like, that shit stung. That shit hurt. So they out there for another 5 minutes, and I'm in there in another room, and I'm just like,
Room 013.
Thinking like, damn, I should go out there right now. And it's like, I was like, nah, I'm not trying to make a scene, but that shit, I was just like bottled up and having not saying anything for like 5 minutes, only 5 minutes, and I was in there angry, tears, angry. I'm telling you, dude left, came out, was like, so you only made one good kid? And I forgot what was her reaction or like what she said. And she just basically said she didn't mean it that way. And I'm like, so what way did you mean it? And like how, like, do you understand, like, somebody hearing that, like, how would that make you feel? Like, oh, yeah, I got 7 kids or I got 4 kids and, you know, only one of them is great. Only one of them, you know what I'm saying? Like, that shit really, like, I felt like I got punched in the gut. And then, so I was like, I said, listen, you know, if it wasn't, like, I know if it wasn't for my younger brother, like, I wouldn't be here, truthfully. Like, you know, I said, like, back in 2011, 2012, I said, you know, like, if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be here. Like, growing up, I made sure that, I got him every like toy or every little thing that I didn't have, like toy, video game, fucking anything, basically shit that I didn't have. And, I was treating him like a son, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, damn, so
Room 013.
How would it be if I'm gone and he don't have a male figure in his life, you feel me? Like somebody to look up to. And I was like, you know what, if he wasn't here, and the way I am right now, the way I'm feeling, if it wasn't here, you know what I mean? All of my sisters would be like, if it wasn't here, I would have been gone. You know what I mean? I would have killed myself. I would have been gone. You know what I'm saying?
Room 013.
You're not worried about me. And that's how I really felt. I started, expressing how I felt about, my stepfather, former stepfather, they divorced or whatever. I basically expressed about that shit. And then my sister was like, oh, well, we didn't know that's how you felt, and this and that. My mother was like, oh, this and that. It's a whole bunch of shit. I'm saying, like, if you let shit stick in, you let shit build up, it's not good. And you gotta know warning signs that can help you seek a professional. Getting an accurate diagnosis is a step for a good treatment plan. You know what I'm saying? If you always worrying or fearing, feeling sad, low all the time, confused, fucking mood changes, fucking, what else? Eating habits, changes in sex drive, overusing of, like, drugs, alcohol, thinking about suicide, and, weight gain or weight loss. You should seek professional help. And I believe and hope that the more we talk about mental health and being in therapy or seeking professional care, the more we can ease the stigma around needing a hand with being okay. Like, you shouldn't feel bad. You shouldn't feel like, damn, like, I want to be alright. I'm afraid. You shouldn't. You feel me? And maybe change some of the ways, like change the structures that make mental health care and treatment accessible to some and not others. I'm now taking antidepressants to help with improving my mood, visiting a therapist once a week. I was told doing so can aid in the process, and you start to feel positive effects. You start to feel, better about opening up. And you know what's crazy? Like, my boy, he hit me up not too long ago, a week. It was like, it was a little after I got out. He hit me up, and he was like, yeah, man, it's been so long. He's living in Virginia, he got a family and whatnot. He's living in Virginia. He hit me up, and he's like, yeah, it's been so long. I asked him how he was doing, and then he told me that he tried to commit suicide. And I was like, wow. And then, how it went. He asked me how I've been. I asked him how I've been. And as I was typing what I was going through, he told me that. And I was like, yo, that's crazy. Like, I was just in the same position, bro. I was just in the same position you were in. And then he was like, yo, man, we need each other. You know what I'm saying? We gotta stay in contact. And I was like, yeah. And this time, let's just not say it. Let's mean that shit. You know what I'm saying? Not text once every year or once every 9 months or shit like that. You feel me? So, had he had lost his life, had he had killed himself, I wouldn't have known. I don't know. I'm not that close really with his wife. We friends on social media, I believe, but I'm not really that close with her. But that shit would have been crazy. He he wouldn't have known. So, just stay in contact with people, letting people know, like, you could be a shoulder to lean on. And he was telling me all the things he was going through, and he was like, yeah, there's nobody I could talk to. It's like, I knew I could talk to because you would be able to relate. And that has something to do with, like, past relationships and just, like, family members and whatnot. But what was I saying? Yeah, leaning on your loved ones in times that you need, and confiding someone about your struggles. You can talk about your problems with a trusted family member, friend, mentor, therapist. Now, at first, I never talked to anybody. Like I said, I never talked to anybody about my problems. But like my mother said, if nobody knows, nobody can help. I felt like me saying words or how I felt to others would be a burden, or they wouldn't really be able to help. Bottling up these thoughts could potentially turn into a bigger issue. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh, before I finish, I want to give a shout out to, Come on, don't die on me. Where's my iPad? I want to give a shout out to Kenny, Patrick, Katie, CJ, Dennis, Danny, Amanda, Big Matt the Fortnite God. Shit. There's so many other names, man. So many other names. I'm trying to find the actual list. But Patrick. I said Patrick. Yeah, Patrick. I want to give a shout out to those y'all that reached out to me, Miguel. Shout out to Miguel. I love all of y'all. Really do. And yeah, thank y'all for reaching out. And in closing, with suicide rates increasing, we must come together. We must come together and find positive ways to really involve ourselves in the conversations and ultimately get our loved ones the help they need before it's too late. And you got to get them the help before it's too late. If you or a loved one are experiencing depression or even suicidal thoughts, contact Out Treatment Center today. Don't be afraid to do it, Learn more about programs and how they can guide you on the right path. So that's about it. If you're feeling like that, call 1-800-273-8255. I am JRAK Minister 13. Thank you for tuning in to Room 013 podcast. I will see you tomorrow with the Day 13 giveaway.
Room 013. Room 013.